Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. I'm Santoshi Reddy. Today I'm going to talk about the demand for farmer professions or agriculture professions in Australia and New Zealand. And I'm going to divide this video into three parts. The first one is for those who are highly skilled in agriculture professions, and the semi-skilled professionals, and also the low skilled professionals. So there is a place for everyone in this space. So stay tuned. There are a number of occupations that are highly in demand in Australia and New Zealand for agriculture sector. And some of those occupations are goat farmers, pig farmers, beef cattle farmers, crop farmers, or seasonal workers. These are categorized as low to semi-skilled workers. Whereas when it comes to the highly skilled professionals are such as agriculture technicians and agriculture consultants. So these are some of the occupations that are in demand in Australia and New Zealand. And then a number of visas available for you to migrate to Australia. So let's look at Australia first. So the first, when you go into the immigration website, type farm or farmer. So you get a list of farming occupations that are in demand, and they are categorized under regional occupation list. Yes, it makes sense, right? Farmers won't be working in the metro cities. They have to work in the regional areas of any country. So the same way in Australia, these occupations are categorized under regional occupation list. And there are a number of visas available. So these visas are mostly categorized as self-sponsored visas and employer-sponsored visas. Self-sponsored visas are those ones that you don't need a sponsor. You can sponsor yourself and migrate to Australia permanently. And the employer-sponsored visas are those ones that you require a sponsor to apply for these visas. So there are a number of sponsors. Don't worry about it. If you have the right skills and experience, then there are 1,000+ Australian companies offering jobs, sponsoring jobs to overseas workers. So I have done a video on that one. If you want to have a look, just listen to that. And once you got like sponsorship, then you can apply for the visa. So this is, I get most of the questions on this. So especially for employer sponsored visa, that you need to get a job offer from the employer first, and then you will be eligible to apply for the visa that to migrate to Australia. So there are a number of visas available, and it depends on what sort of visa that you are going to apply for, depending on the demand for your skill set or demand for your job. So they may require you for 6 months, or they may require you for 3 to 4 years. So depending on the agreement between you and the employer in Australia. And there is new visa that is coming up soon, and in some countries it's already there. As of April 2022, this news is about the Australian agriculture visa, and this visa is created to address the shortage of labor in this space. As you may be aware, the food insecurity has increased in the last 2 years. As per the UN Secretary General, it said that pre-pandemic there was 176 million food insecure people, increased to 297 million people in the last 2 years. So you can imagine how much shortage we have for this profession in different countries. And number of countries are taking initiative to attract more people and address this shortage. So Australia is one of them. So what they have done is they have entered into a bilateral agreement. So they have invited some countries to participate in this program, and the Australian government is negotiating with them on this program. So what this program does is it gives space for everyone, low skilled, semi skilled and high skilled labor professions in this field. So what happens is it's a sort of a mutual agreement between two countries, and Vietnam was the first country to sign an agreement on this program. So what happens is, as part of this program, the Vietnam farmers, the farmers in the Vietnam country, so it's a good news for all those Vietnamese out here. So if you are in your country as a farmer, you can apply for this visa, and this visa is granted for 2 years, and Australia has committed to create a pathway to residence. So what that means is, after 2 years you can apply for permanent residency depending on the demand for your job, but this is not finalized yet. So it's still on the ongoing, discussions are happening on this space. So hopefully the immigration would advise as appropriate. And India also been invited to participate in this program, so still it is in the negotiation stage. So hopefully we get some news out of those negotiations. So this is the Australian version of demand for agriculture occupations. And when it comes to New Zealand, the same sort of occupations are in demand in New Zealand as well. So haven't seen any sort of initiative by New Zealand as Australia. So maybe they might have, but I haven't come across anything as part of my research. So what you can do is, if you want to migrate to New Zealand, then you can go into their website and into their immigration website, and then type the farm. So it picks up all the farming professions, and you pick your relevant profession, and then it gives you a list of visas that you can apply for. So from there you can go ahead with your process. So there are, even in New Zealand, there are employers that are sponsoring seasonal workers and seasonal laborers, and also the farming in certain farmers in certain professions. So this is the information about Australia and New Zealand and the demand for occupations in farming. Hope you find this video useful, and I have written an article on this which is shared in the description box below for you, which has got the step-by-step process of how you can apply, what are the assessing authorities that helps you to assess your skills and experience. And in this, at the end, I would like to just conclude for two people. For experienced professionals, this is the right time for you to grab this opportunity and move to Australia or New Zealand if you have a dream. And the second one is for students who do not have experience, or who are planning to migrate to Australia or come to Australia for a study purpose. And this is a really good time for you to step yourself up and then get into agriculture courses. If you are already in agriculture, for example, you have done your Bachelor of Science in Agriculture back home, and this is the best time for you to move and live in regional Australia, and then make yourself eligible under skilled occupation to migrate permanently to Australia. I'm going to do a video on that one, how it's going to help for those international students who are studying in the regional area, and there is a new visa that is coming up in November 2022 for Australia, which I'm going to share in the next video. So hope you find this information useful. If you find it useful, please share and like to my channel, and I'll get back to you with another topic. Until then, bye. Thank you.